Okay, so we're back here after a short break to do various things, including get food, shower, and I ordered Grogger, who's our asset developer, a brand new hard drive for his computer. We not only did I do that, we found out his computer actually has capability to store 2 hard drives. So for a laptop, that's actually pretty cool. He's got like an as-is. I can actually bring the specs up real quick. So this is if it pops up. This is the laptop he has. It's built back in like 2009 to 2010 is when it was created. And surprisingly, it's got two bays on it. It's got a decent capability, and I went ahead and got him a new hard drive for it. So we should see more work out of him in the future. Because right now, the biggest reason why he hasn't been doing anything for us or hasn't really been contributing a huge amount is because he's got a 400 gigabyte hard drive and it's almost always full. So he can't go out and install software or do various other things without having to uninstall a lot off his computer. So with the new hard drive, not only will he be able to like do things like install more games and play more often with us, one of the big reasons we're also doing this is so he can get Ark Survival installed, so we can start making mods for that. But it's also so he can install more mod packs, get more software like Blender, Adobe, various other things, and we can start doing more and more content. I'm hopefully going to get he'll get to the point where he can replace Morton for doing all of our models, because Morton right now doesn't seem to be too interested in doing work for us. But as you can tell, I need models fixed, and yeah, so these need to be fixed. Everything needs to be fixed, and I've only gotten a few models out of Morton. At the point I was going, I'm about to learn how to do it myself, just so I can get stuff out. In a possibility, I'm probably going to learn how to model anyways, and then I'm going to ask Grogger to work on a lot of our really odd and unusual weapons. A good example of this, let me go ahead and pull this up. If I can go find the folder. Built Broken Minecraft, and we want Forge, Concepts, Armory. And this is a weapon Grogger made for the Armory mod. It's actually going to be used in our game, so keep in mind that this will not just be in Minecraft. The version for the game is actually going to be upgraded model-wise, but this is a Talcon accelerator. What it's going to do is going to be a really unusual weapon for Armory mod, that the farther the round gets away from the shooter, the more damage the round does. So it's actually going to have a very weak hit real close and a very hard hit really far away. It does have a max range, of course. As it starts to get farther and farther away, the particle starts to degrade, and it eventually will detonate and disappear all its energy. This is the reason why I think it does more damage. Grogger hasn't explained the physics behind it, but he does want it to be higher damage at farther distances. Some kind of acceleration or quantum physics or something. It does have a detachable clip. We do plan to make several different clip models for this. The original version of this model, by the way, had a little battery that went into the side. I was hoping to get like a big battery coming off the side here, but Grogger decided to do a classic underside clip mount, and this kind of looks like a drill battery, which is kind of cool. It'll look really nice when we get some battery gauges on the side of this and make it look like it's a piece of industrial equipment. I'm imagining this yellow and orange color scheme, black stock, black grip, and then having like little bolts of lightning arcing on the front of this, and then when you fire it, it'll shoot like a beam of pure energy that has almost an instantaneous hit radius. Because the weird thing with how the Talcon works is, one, it's a piece of technology. You won't be able to craft this. This will be a weapon you will find in the world inside like an ancient rune or something. And this is forgotten technology is how it works. So it's from a long dead empire that'll be part of the game we're working on. And they figured out some way to fuck with quantum physics and time and all kinds of things. So they got particles that more or less teleport, but they don't teleport, so they travel through time at an incredibly high rate beyond the speed of light, but they still leave a residue of where they're at. So you can see it. It's just you can't interact with it unless you are the person that was standing in front of it at the time it was fired, and then it's going to go straight through you, and you're going to die. But yeah, we'll show that off, and I'll hit cancel on the save here. We got a texture map for this, or that's not texture map. That's what I was originally thinking of, how the battery was going to look, and then Grogger's like, nah, that's not what we want to do. So you still got to texture map this. We still got to do a lot of scaling and tweaks to make it work for the Minecraft player. And then we're going to make a second version of this for the game we're working on, and a few other things and stuff like that. But I figured I'd just show that off real quick. Big news out of that one is just Gogger got a new hard drive, so we can expect more work out of him. Back to testing. So we got the camo blocks working a little better. For those who haven't been following along, these are camo blocks. And they may not look like it, but they actually are. Let me do a little tweak here to show that they are camo blocks. If you click the sides here, you can see through these. And if you go around this side, you can't. If you notice, you can see the camo thing. One of the things I do want to do is I want to do an alpha transparent texture inside of these eventually. That way, not only can you see through this stuff, you'll be able to tell what camouflage material it is on the other side. Let me go ahead and... Oh wait, wrong button. Yeah, go ahead and do that, and then we'll set these real quick. So yeah, looks good. And then what you can also do is you can walk through these, by the way. So you can go right through, right through. Pretty nice actually. I mean, the camo blocks really work really well, and they look, in my opinion, a little nicer than the old versions. I do have to work on the texture more. I'm just borrowing vines at the moment. I do plan to do like a wood frame on the outer edge here that then has connected texture, so it'll go to the ground and don't come across, and it'll go back to the ground. And that way it looks like you built a wooden lattice frame with vines, and then you put on side the vines like some kind of canvas material. So that way it looks like whatever material you're trying to hide behind, and something like that. I can imagine people are going to really enjoy these for puzzles. Because you could easily make it so you can't go through this. And I may do ways like you can toggle the collidability of this, so that way you don't have to use a wrench. You could use like redstone, or you could use like pistons or something. Make it interactable. I'm probably gonna do hidden doors and stuff here later. It won't be an ICBM-Classic. A lot of this stuff is gonna go into probably military base decor, and I'm gonna put it in there. Unless it gets really popular, then we'll probably migrate it to its own mod eventually. But that stuff's good. Our rendering on our launchers is good, and I just had a command window pop up there. That's what I was talking about earlier in the previous video, where I have command windows that pop open. I don't know where they're coming from. And the virus scan, which just finished here a bit ago, it hasn't found anything. So I don't know what it is. My theory from reading a whole bunch of forums is a broken update script. Anyways, so we got a few things to test. We need to test the cruise launcher real quick. It's got some render problems too. You see Z fighting, and if you look at the model here, which if I hit Windows and plus, if that wanted to work properly. Okay, where are we at? Right there. So you see it's got some blue and red. I'm gonna just assume at this point that that is literally the Techni model failing. And I got nothing else to really go on, because it renders properly in world, and the only thing we get in world is some Z fighting. And everything looks fine. Let me go ahead and slap some missiles on this thing. Okay, you can't right-click inserted missiles anymore. Yeah, render problem on those missiles. Oh, God, there's so much work that has to be done on this. This is one of the many reasons I waited so long to revive this mod. Is just I knew the condition of this mod was really bad, and it would take so much work to get it running again that I rewrote and just made a new mod instead of trying to fix the old version. That's the reason why we have two versions of ICBM. It's just plus on top of that, I really wanted to rewrite the whole mod anyways. It was something I was trying to convince CalClobby to do like way back. Anyways, we should have power. Okay, invalid target because we're targeting something at point blank range. I think we can use a laser to actually target this. This is something I may actually toy with, because a cruise launcher feels a little underpowered in my opinion. I think we can use a radar gun. Okay, there we go. And then of course I got my debug render to tell me where I'm aiming at. And that looks good. So I mean we're getting to the point where we're almost done and ready to actually release this. So that's good. Let's have fires. Once again I need to put a button in here to fire this as well, because having to use a redstone on this is a little tedious, especially since the model doesn't really feel like it would require redstone on it. I may even try to see if I can put a button on the model you can click. There's a few things to kind of work on. Okay, so we know the cruise launcher works. I'm going to assume the spikes work, because these are something that would be really hard to break. Okay, we got some of those guys. Got some poison spikes. Yeah, those look good. The textures don't seem to really be updating to indicate the difference here, so that's something that would need to be fixed. Yeah, we'll go ahead and make an issue ticket for that, because I'm not going to do that today, because I got to keep this video short as I got to go do a few things. So, yeah, BBM here, and then ICBM-Classic. Spike textures do not indicate. Okay. And then that is a bug, because I'm pretty sure it's a bug. Because, I mean, we can look at the models, or we can look at these guys, and we can see that these do have textures, and then these do not seem to have them. Not that the textures are not, they're a little tricky to see. I may toy with these guys, because I know people like want to keep things pretty classic, but I don't think anybody's going to complain if I beef the size of these up a little bit. Yeah, I'll put that in the back burner. Concrete looks good. Radar station is one that's been complained about a lot. Let's take a look at this guy and see if we can fix him. So apparently we're not getting radar contacts is what I've been told. What's wrong with this? Let me get a battery box real quick. Do that. Make sure it's powerable. So yeah, the radar's on. It's working. I'm going to bring back the old model, by the way, for people who keep asking. I do not like this model, and I have no clue why Calclavia did what he did with this. Somebody gave him this model, and they textured it up, and it looks good. It really does. But what should have happened, is this should have been created to plug into your radar network. So you should have had the radar tower should have still existed, and then you couldn't have GUI'd them. So the radar towers would have been really basic, but then this would have connected to the radar tower. I may actually do that because that feels like something that should have been done. Anyways, where's the missile modulator at? Should be a missile body casing here. Here it is. The reason I'm looking for this is I want to test the radar system, but I don't want to blow things up. So what I want to do is I want to get my robotic arm here, and then I want to make sure I rotate him around. I got to work on his placement physics because he's a little wonky. I still need to get around to fixing this infinite inventory. What I'm going to do with the infinite inventory, by the way, for this, is I'm going to make this a single blocks mod because it feels like something that a lot of people would enjoy to use. Especially server owners and admins, it would be something useful to have and be able to infinitely produce any item you want without having to rely on really large mods for that kind of functionality. Anyways, we'll get the missile module here because it doesn't explode on impact. At least I don't think it does. If it does, I'm going to fix that. And we'll go ahead and we'll set the speed up high on that guy. And you know, I should be using one of the higher detail launchers real quick for this. That's a bug. If you notice when I placed that, it killed the place block. So it places like that, and then yeah, it's a bug. Yeah, I'm just gonna like note a lot of these bugs really quick because I don't want to sit here and fix some of these because I really don't have time. and I really want to just work on one thing at a time. Right now, radar is a really big thing. That, although is really game breaking, is something that I probably could just fix on a sleepless night without having to run you guys through the thing on fixing it. Because really, it's probably like a 4 or 5 line change. Anyways, we need our support frame. One of the things with a support frame is I'm probably going to get rid of the how the accuracy works with these things because it's just stupid. I kind of really want to just get rid of the support frames altogether. Because I feel like the launcher itself should be the indicator of the accuracy and not this frame back here. Because this frame gives me the impression that what I could do is take a tier 1 launcher, put a tier 3 frame behind it, and get the same accuracy as a tier 3 launcher. And it doesn't feel quite game friendly, and I need to put power in this thing. Actually, I just need to make sure that's infinite powered. Because I forgot I programmed this to accept power from all sides except for the frame. So the support frame, I'm definitely not going to do a power pass-through for that one because it will take me too much time. Target too close. Okay, this is the reason why I went ahead with a larger frame system, is I want to go ahead and be able to transfer target location data. And I accidentally pulled the missile out of that. Okay, so now we just need to have a redstone current on here. You don't even need to have a pulsing current, you just need a redstone current. I just crashed the game. Bound must be positive. Huh. That's stupid. That's something I never knew about. I never knew you could crash via the randomizer. I guess we learn something new every day. Hopefully, at some point it saved that so I don't have to build all that stuff back up again. But not that there was a lot there, but losing progress in any summer amount is always a pain. Just ask my buddy Shadow here. That guy loses more progress than anybody else I know. Mainly because he runs with way too many mods when he plays games like Skyrim and Fallout, and it crashes so often. It got so bad that he was losing so much progress that I physically went over to his house, fixed his computer, so that way his game would stop crashing as much. I even gave him one of my better graphics cards. So I had 2 graphics cards which were identical, but one had 6 GB of RAM and one had 8. I gave him the one with 8. So that way his game would run better. He could run with higher detail stuff. And then I'm going to get payment out of him for that by getting him to work on our wiki, by the way. I've actually been training him how to do it. And here eventually, he'll start working on it, and we'll start actually getting a wiki up. Although, that being said, there is still one more step I got to do even after he writes the stuff. I have to finish the wiki builder. It functions, but we need a batch mode for the build server, and I have to finish that. We may work on that Monday here. So speaking of which, there may or may not be dev videos Saturday and Sunday here. So the 3rd and the 4th here, because I have been neglecting to do my homework for class, and I gotta get it done. And I gotta do a stupid amount of research on IT security because I'm taking a class on it, and I don't know any of the terminology. And it's getting even more confusing because we have this thing in IT security called the CIA triangle, and every time I hear it, I think of the actual CIA, but it has nothing to do with the CIA. It stands for confidence, integrity, and accessibility is what it stands for. So when you develop an IT system, those 3 things are the primary things you want to focus on, because if you don't have confidence in your security, then it's worthless. If it's not and you don't have integrity, which means your data stays accurate and good, IT security is worthless. And if people can't access it, it's worthless. So those 3 things are very important. Sony, the big thing like Sony had happen, they got hacked a lot. They've been losing confidence. It's cost them some money. Yahoo has had continuous problems with confidence because they get hacked like every few months here. And it's to the point where their company is almost worthless. They sold their company for like millions of dollars, to the point like we could have fundraised through a Kickstarter and we could have bought their company. That's how low their company was worthwhile. I think they got bought out by Verizon here too recently. I don't remember. All I know is they stopped production on a lot of their applications. Aha! There we go. That's exactly what I wanted to happen. So, okay, yeah, we're getting no radar signature whatsoever here. Now the thing is, I'm not sure if we're not getting radar context in the GUI. And also, let's fix this. Video settings, not video settings, music sound. I'm not sure what missiles fall under on the audio settings. I'll have to go figure that out later. We'll go ahead and lower that. Okay, that's good. So we want to figure out what's up here, and safe zone, alarm zone. So we're definitely within the same safe zone, and we're definitely within the alarm zone. I don't even know what frequency does on this. That tells you how little I know about the older version of ICBM. Doesn't give you a lot of confidence in my ability here, does it? Let's open this up. Okay, so what we do is we update. We send a description packet to the client every so often. I don't know why. Then we send a GUI packet, which is get description packet 2, which actually contains the radar data. If we have energy, we do our rotation stuff. We extract. Actually, we're not even extracting energy. This thing is actually running like basically free right now. We do a scan. That explains a lot. This needs to go away. Actually, hold on. Is this the new one? Yeah, this is the new radar system. I thought this was the old one for a second. My brain just flatlined on me. Okay, get all living objects within. Okay, so I don't want just living. Okay, there's a selector. Selector is null. Okay, living. Okay, we just need to put a break line here and see what's up. It has found an object. What has it found? It found a missile. It's in air. Detect entities add, so it is finding things. Okay, then it goes, is missile going to hit? Yes. And then it goes no. And it goes incoming, size, radar. Sort in order of distance. Okay, that works. So it's detecting things, so that's good. And then okay, and the radar can detect players with frequency items in their inventory too. So that's cool. I'm gonna probably remove this down here because this doesn't make any sense. Why we would have that ability on a radar unit. So it is functioning. It is detecting missiles. So what's going on here? Notify block of change. You know what we're probably missing? Redstone power. But we're also the GUI doesn't work. That would be useful. So we're gonna read our packet here and my throat's all groggy. See, I recorded the last video and I didn't have a single problem with this, and then I go take a shower, I eat food, and then my back of my throat's like, yeah, all doesn't want to deal with this today. Get description packet 2. We're not even sending the GUI data to the client. What is going on here? Probably because I don't have a good way to send it to the client, maybe? Okay, so there are a few options I have available. I can physically send the 2D coordinates to the client. This would be a lot of data to send over. Actually, it wouldn't be that much data. It would be probably like 10 bytes per missile times number of missiles, which would probably be 100. So 80 bytes or 800 bytes. I don't know. It'll be a lot of data. So I probably wouldn't fix that. The alternative ID is we send the IDs to the client and then we let the client do the work. Okay, so we already send a GUI packet every 3 ticks. So all we got to do is recode the GUI packet. So what we're going to want to do, actually I'm trying to think of like what is the best way to do this. First we're going to want to make sure we actually change this to allow us to actually write more data to this. So we're going to do that real quick. And then we're going to go packet.write. And we want to write an integer, so I'm going to go detected entities dot size, because we want to send a list of detected entities is what we really want to do. Because that's what we want to show in the GUI is detected entities. We don't really care about incoming missiles because that's actually used by the AAA system. So we want to do this, and then we go, okay, if detected entities dot size is greater than 0, then we're going to go for entity detected entities. Then we're going to go if entity doesn't equal null, because I don't know, data can be stupid. We want to make sure it's alive. And then we're going to want to write something. No, we're gonna want to write this to the client no matter what. But what we'll have to do is, if it's not alive, then we're going to want to write like some kind of junk value. So write -1, for example. And then what we'll do for the normal behavior, we'll just grab the entity's ID, .get entity ID. What do we got client side here? By the way, I'm going to have to close this to get this to work. We'll fix redstone while we're at it too. But we're going to want to cache. Actually, we don't need to make a second system for this. We just need to read it again. What is our packet ID, by the way? Our packet ID is 1. Okay, I'm going to need to make some things up here. So public final static int GUI packet ID equals 1. Reason I'm doing this is because I just don't want to have any confusion on trying to figure out what packets are what. And it'd just be so much simpler to do this way. So packet ID is 1. And then where's my read method? So packet ID is 1. Okay, here's our read thing done. So we want to go int entity list size equals data.readInt. And then you want to go for int I equals 0, I is less than entity list dot size dot I plus plus. By the way, before we do this, we want to go detected entities dot clear because we're going to add to it. Then we want to do this. So int ID equals data.readInt. And we want to go if ID doesn't equal -1. Because to be honest, we could probably build a better system so we don't have to send the -1s across, but this is just a temporary fix. And then I'll come back through here and I'll probably build up a much nicer system for this. So we get our entity ID, and then what we want to do is go entity equals entity list dot, or no, actually it's not entity list. We want to go world dot get entity by ID. And then we're going to go, okay, if entity doesn't equal null, then entity list, actually it's what, detected entities, dot add entity. There we go. So that should read our stuff down. I don't know what that is. Unfortunately, my dog's yelping at me. What? Okay, this is how weird my dog is. She yelps at me a couple times, then she starts cleaning herself. It's like, okay, did you want something or not? Anyway, this is a GUI packet. Get GUI packet. I gotta come back through here and probably, yeah, continue. This actually is apparently a method. So go add override. Let me go super real quick on this, super.GUI packet, and I want to see what it is. Okay, so it's null by default and it's protected by default. So we're going to switch this protected. This means there is a system for automatically synchronizing GUI packets built into here, but it isn't implemented properly. I'm going to leave myself some notes here. Where's the packet system? To do use built-in sync calls. So there actually is a call for this. Actually, what is it? I think it's just do update GUI users. I believe this is automatically called every 3 ticks. Oh hell, it's just built in already. I don't have to do anything. So I can just I can ditch this whole entire piece right here. So goodbye for that. Then we're setting a description packet. Let me check what the description packet is. Okay, get description packet. Okay. Not exactly useful. Where's my description packet? Okay, so description packet sends energy, and yeah, we would need the energy client side. Although we're using the number 4, I don't know why. Description packet ID. Why we even? Because I think there's a system for this. Right, yeah, there's a write description packet, read description packet system. Why am I not using this? This even does our metadata for us, or our rotation for us. Pull this out, let's do that. Probably could explain why some things are broken and some things aren't. So, how we doing our energy right now? Set energy, read it. Okay. Yeah, I changed the energy system, by the way, so that way there's a set energy value. Please, for those who are modders, do not abuse the energy system. It's not designed to let you freeload. Easy button, put energy into the buffers and not. Not all tiles will support it, and if you find a tile that doesn't support it, it's your fault, not mine. But the set energy system is entirely designed for the packet system, and then it's sort of designed for the EMPs as well. The EMPs are supposed to actually end up using a IEMP system here later, so we're probably going to move to that and do a whole bunch of wrapper stuff to make things work. Okay, we got our energy sent now. Next thing we got to do is fix the redstone support. Can provide power. Should be like a power thing. Okay, it has power. Maybe. No, that's a machine check. Power. Get strong indirect power. Get strong redstone power. Get weak power. Is powering 2. I think it's an internal method though. Yeah, that's not a super method. Because I need to find what our redstone methods are called. It is indirectly powering. Is this block being indirectly powered? It's not what I want. Get the level of power provided to this block. Strong power side. Gets level power being provided by this block. Okay, this is actually what I want. And then there is a couple other checks I need to put in here to get the redstone to work again. But this is the first part. Okay, this is omit all sides. I guess we return 15. We want to return 0, so that's omit all sides. Okay, we're gonna do this 5 plus something. Incoming missiles dot size, and then we're gonna do like a max here, or math min 15, and so basically it'll give you somewhat of an indication of how many missiles are coming your way. That should be useful for those who like to build those really nice setups. Okay, we'll do this. Dot ordinal equals side. Actually, what we'll do is we'll cache this so we don't have to do it. Oh no, actually we can leave it there, that's fine. So this should work. Now there is one other method that has to be implemented, and it's like a can provide power, I believe. It's not designed well. It's probably up here somewhere. This is the reason why we're moving away from the tile system and moving to the node system, is that this is a piece of crap. Can emit redstone. Okay, that's useful. That's one of the many I was looking for. I think there's still like one more we have to implement to get the redstone to work. But that should work, and then I believe these notify neighbor checks actually are what tick the redstone and actually get it update. I'll work on this more. I'm not too concerned if the redstone works perfectly. It just has to work, because this is how you turn on things like your force fields automatically. So that way you could be like me and don't turn your force fields on until you think you're going to get attacked. Might I note that I did design missiles once upon a time that counter that. They never got into the version because CalcLobby was pretty strict about what we had and what we didn't have in the mods. It's rather unfortunate too, because I had a lot of really nice ideals that, if implemented, would have just made for some beautiful content. What I'm talking about particularly is we had interteleportation missiles. These actually are going to be coming back into the rewrite. They're not going to be in the classic version though. And what they did is when they got close to the target, they would teleport into the target and then detonate. These were really useful for bunker busters, but they were more useful for force fields than anything else, because if you calculated it just correctly, you would teleport through the force field and then detonate. They were expensive. They were, I believe, required multiple nether stars and ender eyes, I think. I don't remember. I don't think we quite balanced the crafting recipe, to be honest. But those will probably be coming back. And speaking of which, I forgot I let my dog outside. I gotta walk and go let her back in. Or apparently out, because she's actually inside, but whining at the door. Pets. But yeah, so we'll be getting a lot of additional content into the new version of ICBM. I'm planning on at least 30 different engine types that'll be using a wide variety of different mechanics and stuff. So the teleportation one is going to be in there. You'll have a phase one that'll make your missile phase out and go through walls and stuff. You'll have like scram jets, for example, high altitude jets. You have a wide variety of different propulsion systems, including some really weird ones like just putting a propeller on your missile. That won't make it a missile anymore, but you get the point. The plan is to make ICBM pretty much like Kerbal Space Program without having full customization of your missiles. You would just have partial customization. building robots type of thing is kind of what it's closer to, where you have like a Mr. Potato Head style system where you just kind of clip things on. That's kind of what we're going for. You'll have the ability to modify the warheads. You'll have the ability to modify the guidance system, the triggers on the warheads, so you can define how you want your explosive to blow up. You'll be able to modify the engine. Eventually, you'll be able to modify the flight computer. So the flight computer will be part of the guidance system, and then you'll be able... Oh, it's working now. Doesn't think it has electricity, though. Something wrong with the GUI. There's something wrong with the description packet system, I believe. Let's take a look at that. That should work. But oh, I know it's not working. Packet system's outdated as all hell. But the redstone's working, which tells me it understands that it has targets. Well, the redstone isn't updating. Let me go turn this guy off and see if it'll quit here in a second. It does. Okay, so it does actually work. It just has a bit of a delay to it. That's fine. That's not something I really care to mess with too much. Redstone tweaking is something I can do later after I get the stuff functional. The next major issue, of course, I got to fix the packet system, so we're gonna have to restart again. Unfortunately, this is what takes the longest to do, is restarting this. But I need to fix the packets. So packet iPacket ID receiver. So the iPacket ID receiver is a much better version of this. And I don't know why we're using the old one. The old one was kept around almost entirely because Calclavi did not like the idea of how I was doing things. He's like, but you could just read the ID inside of the thing, like he's doing right here. And I'm like, dude, but you could just... Oh, actually, I did the wrong method here. Derp. I'm like, hey, if you're going to be using the ID on everything, just go ahead and read the ID back in your packet system, because it's just one extra variable. If you don't need it, just use it for something else. I mean, there's a wide variety of uses for that data spot. But he's like, no, we need to do this. And of course, he has try catches around everything too. You can tell how old this code is just by that case. The crash system is auto detected by the packet send system, but that should work better. And then how you do the actual thing here is you do super.read data ID player and then type. That's the reason why our packet handling wasn't working. What you're checking here is you're checking to see if the super did not read, and then you go true if it did, and then you do false if none of your stuff did anything. And then of course I got to come back in here and do true every time I read something, and this needs to be super.read, so I don't pull an infinite loop. But so at the bottom of here, you would go, okay, I have read a packet, and this is also really useful for dependencies and stuff. Is I can go, okay, I have this huge chain of prefabs, and I want each of the prefabs to handle 1 or 2 packets by itself. That way, I don't have to code the packet for everything. So now I can call super, and super will do my description packet for me. So I don't have to do that, and all I have to do is implement my description packet here, and that'll fix. Now, we have a few other things to do. We need to get the GUI working. So when it comes to the GUI, I most likely just flat commented out the missile coordinates here, which you can see right here. They don't seem to be working. Okay, my mom just got home and it's like, did he leave you outside? And it's like, I did not leave the dog outside. I just left the dog outside. Yeah. I don't know what these packets do. Apparently we had a power system on the screen, which we're not going to use anymore. So we got to figure out what we're doing here, for starters. I'm not going to store the missile coordinates, so I don't need that. But I need to figure out where in the world we were drawing this stuff at. Has power detected entities. There's rendering code here already for it. Yeah, the GUI would have worked if we had power from the packet handler. So we're going to go ahead and launch this, and I'm going to get a drink while this launches. Okay, so I've returned and I found myself a can of Diet Pepsi. That's a bit sacrilegious to drink it, but whatever. It's something other than water. Those who go like, why don't we drink water? Well, my water tastes like chlorine. So, this launched yet? Nope. It is just finished getting the pre-init stuff going. My biggest pet peeve with Minecraft is it takes too long to launch. I have games in my Steam Workshop that you click play and they just instantaneously load. That's what you want in a game. You want a game that immediately takes you to the front main GUI and then functions perfectly. Minecraft can do that, except it doesn't. So what it could do is it could take you to a boot screen. And in the boot screen, you could do your mod packs, is what would be really beautiful with what Minecraft should do. So it should take you to a boot screen and show you everything. And it should go, okay, do you want to play this world? Do you want to change your settings? Do you want to get some news or something? Do you want to select a server? Now, you haven't loaded anything yet, content-wise. So there's nothing to cause you to take forever to load. Because the main reason it takes forever to load is we have to stitch all these textures. So you haven't loaded any resource packs or anything. So you hit the main screen, and then of course you would have some kind of way to still load some mod logic before you hit the main screen. So you would still do your things like your ASM and use reflection and loading of some core mods. So that would still probably happen. But if you can avoid as much as possible, what you can do is I can pick a world and go, okay, I want to play Feed the Beast Ultimate on this world, but then on this world I want to play Sky Factory 3, and you would do them both in the same thing. So your worlds would configure the mod packs, and what you would do is you would have a directory of mods on your computer, and you would just go through it and select it like you would do with Space Engineers or Factorio or something, and then it would save those mod lists per world, and even more beautifully is if I connect to a server, the server could define the mod list for me, and I don't have to change my mods every time we go to do something. That's what Minecraft should do. And that way you immediately hit the boot screen, and then I can change my audio settings, or I can uninstall mods from the boot screen, so I don't have to launch and wait for all my mods to load. So I don't have to take, like, I know some mod packs take 15 minutes to load. Even on a good computer, they take 15 minutes to load. Anyways, this is working, so let's go ahead and start launching our test missiles. Still not seeing anything in the GUI. Oh. What are we missing here? Tile entity? Okay, we're not getting detected entities client side. So something's wrong with our GUI update packet, maybe? We're getting the description packet. So the reason why we think we have power is the description packet's taking care of our power. But our GUI packet's a separate packet. So let's go back to our radar station. So we got our GUI packet. Got our GUI packet. And let's just queue up here and see what's happening. Got two entities on the detection. Okay, that's cool. Write our IDs. That's cool. So that looks good. Okay, so our packet has been written, I guess. Let's check our GUI users. Maybe that's the problem. That's our problem. We aren't detecting users, so it's our GUI that's problematic. shit, this just might be that outdated. GUI ICBM, GUI container. So we are extending the container, and the container is what actually does all the checks for. At least I think it does. This doesn't look right. There should be something up here. It feels lacking. We're missing something, but I can't really tell what. But something's weird. Oh, it's the container. Where's our container? We don't have a container. What are we using for a container? Container dummy. Container dummy extends contain. That's why. No, right here, because we have our on closed, on opened. So let's put a block here. We're not getting this event. Are we not passing the? No, we're not passing the tile in, so we need to do this. That's what caused it. Just one simple line, maybe, or I could be completely wrong again. What's up with this? We missing the iPlayer using? I'm not even getting any debug lines whatsoever. Oh yeah, I need to pass the player in as well. That could explain a bit too. As one of my professors said, attention to detail is very important, and I am not doing that today. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. Our iPlayer using is okay. It's functioning now. Set play. Remove that. Hit play. I should be getting data now. There we go. Yes, here we go. So I'm getting stuff. Look at that. That's kind of cool. I mean, it's almost impossible to read, but it's cool. You know, I don't know what the difference between alarm zone and safe zone is. I'm gonna probably have to look that up. Okay, so we fixed the GUI, so now it works now. And it's pretty much most of it. I feel like I need to add a zoom function here because this is crap. Even though the reality of it is the missiles are passing directly overhead, so... I mean, if we increase the distance flight time-wise, it would probably be better. Let's do that real quick. Can I right-click this? No, I can't. I gotta fix that. That's something that would be nice to do. Yeah, we're getting yellow dots only though, so let me go back to the GUI. Let's take a look at this. Okay. It's going to hit should be a red dot, so maybe that's not running correctly. Yellow dot is missiles, yellow dot's missile. Why is there no white dot? Let's switch this to a white dot. Just because I want something different here. Okay, that way our center console is white. Okay. Why do we even have different colored dots? I can just change the color. Probably because, well, somebody wants to do something with this. It's not bad though. I mean, this code works even after this a while though. I think when I was doing this, I actually updated this because I think it originally did use that dot matrix system, and I switched it over to something slightly different. Apparently, I can hover over this and it'll tell me. Oh, that's it's telling me my coordinates. Okay. I'd like to know what I'm hovering over though, but I guess it's not designed for that. It works though, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video here and go gargle some salt water so my throat's not irritated as all hell.